Everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul. This is Cindy.
Hi guys.
Guys, our channel is High Seas Paul and Cindy. We just wrapped up another year back to back in Alaska. This time we did a lot more excursions, and we kind of wanted to do that so we could bring it to you and let you know if it's worth your hard-earned money. So stay tuned. All right, my friends, let's get into this. Cindy, what do you got?
Okay, today's port is Ketchikan, Alaska. It was our third port on the Carnival Luminosa. It was a very early port, Paul.
Oh God, way too early.
Yeah, I think we had to be downstairs by 7 a.m. and we had a late night too.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We still made it down there. And once you get down there, you just gotta look for your excursion into the port. And the one that we did, Paul, was Wilderness Adventures, Crab Feast, and unlimited drinks.
Yeah, so they said, unlimited drinks.
Stay tuned. We'll let you know about that. But it was about $195 a person.
Correct.
We were able to get on a bus. And how long was that bus ride, Paul?
I'm going to say 30 to 40 minutes, and I'm being generous.
It was a long bus ride, and for some reason, I guess the bus driver thought it was cold outside, so he had the heat blaring.
Yeah, people were running up to the front at the end, and people were having a hard time with the heat. It was pretty bad.
Everybody was sweating.
Right. So I definitely recommend on any bus, or of course in Alaska, make sure you got layers, guys.
Now, in this excursion, what they included was it's a crab fest, of course, so and they said unlimited drinks. You get a dungeon crab fisherman, a certificate. So we'll let you know if we got all this stuff included in the excursion.
Okay.
So again, like what Paul said, we got on a bus, 30 to 45-minute ride.
Right.
Once we got there off the bus, it was 79 steps to get down through the lodge to get down to the tour boats.
Yeah, it's a pretty good haul. I know we had a couple people in our group that, didn't go because they felt the stairs would be, a problem. But I think you've got some insider information. And tell them about what we saw, that the staff was more generous to take care of somebody.
They do, I guess, once you get on the bus, if you do have handicap or some issues walking, they do have a van that will take you around the stairs to the boats.
Right. But did we not see somebody get carried all the way down?
We did get to see someone carried all. I don't know how that happened, but somebody was carried down.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know if we got video of that or not, but that was, we felt sorry for the guy that had to do it. But yeah, so you can still do this excursion if you do you know, have mobility issues or if
Yes.
you're in a wheelchair, because they will drive you around. But they never told us that. They said that
No.
we were just told that if you couldn't do the 79 stairs, then don't go ahead and book it. And that's a shame because we had to leave a couple people out.
People, yeah,
Yeah.
in our
So,
group. But other than that, once we got on the tour boat, we did have a nice tour guide. She was very knowledgeable about what we're going to
right,
see and what's going to happen once we start our tour.
right. And I really enjoyed that lake tour
It was a
and the
very,
water.
yeah, it was a 1 mile tour on that lake.
Wow. And a lot of information,
Yeah,
a lot of information about the area, the fish, the species, the birds,
the habitat, everything
yeah,
there.
the culture, the people. So it was very informative. So I really enjoyed that part.
And they did have they did do a an eagle. They throw some fish up, and Paul
Right,
got a couple of those pictures. It was kind of hard because everybody was just glued to the
right.
side, so we did the best we could
Yeah,
to get some pictures of
yeah. The
that.
eagles are always swarming around the lake there, and the lady held it out, and those that's what they mean by eagle eye vision because they spotted it from
Yeah,
a long ways away and came in when she threw it.
and we did get to see a few whales in the far
Yeah,
past, but right when we got on the tour, we saw a whale right by the
right.
boat.
Yeah.
But then on driving through the water, we got to see another
I
one.
think we saw more whales on this tour than we did on our whale watching
I
tour.
think so too.
You know, you just never know in Alaska. I mean, you'll see them on the ship and everything. And if you haven't cruised Alaska, got to do it, guys. And if we can help you, reach out to us at
Oh
High
yeah.
Seas Friends Travel. And of course, High Seas Friends Travel Facebook if you want to join our Facebook group, Everything Cruising. So I'll let Cindy continue
And
on.
then once we got to the crab pots that they had the crab cages down there, they actually had somebody in the boat help the tour guide pull up the trap, and we got to see all the
Right.
crabs. And if you want to take pictures and holding them, they allowed that too, which is
Yeah.
pretty neat.
That was really cool. And they
Yeah.
gave us a lot of information about how the traps work and the
Hmm.
reason and just a lot of general crab information. And Cindy was a little upset there because she saw the crab and she felt bad about eating the crab. But I tell you, man, that was some good fresh crab. But
Yeah.
we'll get into that a little bit more here.
So again, they talked about what how they caught him, and if anything happens, if there's a storm, how they can release it. But there's a lot of information, guys. A lot of
Yeah,
information
yeah,
there. So once we got back to the lodge, got into the dining room area.
right.
So what do you think about that?
Well, you know, I don't know how long it was supposed to be, but I think they allotted us about 45 minutes. And really, in theory, between the presentation of how to break the crabs, how to eat the crabs, and they start pushing you up, I think in theory you only have a half an hour to eat as many crabs as you can. And I wasn't talking to anybody or nothing. I was all in on crabs, and Cindy felt bad about eating them. So she was breaking them for me, and I could only get probably 3 crabs, 3 platefuls. So it's not really a full hour. Crab doesn't really fill you up. So if you're expecting to get your $200 worth on crab, it's probably not going to happen.
And they start when you first sit down. They start you out with a salad, which is it was just a basic salad, and then they came around and gave us all little buttered dishes for to dip our butter in
Right.
our crabs. And then the demonstration of the lady talking about it again, like what Paul said, it took over 10 minutes just for her to
Right.
demonstrate.
Right. And we walked in with like 45 minutes to go, and I mean, like I said, in theory, you only had a half an hour. But let's talk about
Here's the buzzkill about
yeah.
all of this.
Let's get into that.
Yeah. On like again, I'll show you the clip right here. It says wilderness adventure, crab feast, and unlimited drinks.
Yeah.
What happened, Paul?
Well, we got there and we were offered a beer, wine, or coffee or tea.
Or soda.
And so you got your first beer if that's what you wanted to wash down your crab. Now keep in mind, it's pretty early in the morning. It's about 9, 10 o'clock in the
But
morning.
we're paying $195 here,
Right.
Paul.
So anyways, and that was one part I was looking forward to, drinking quite a few pints and washing that crab down.
And wine for me.
But we'll show you the stamp on the table here. So I guess
misleading
that through Carnival there they said it was unlimited and it was one beer, and if you wanted a second beer or wine it was an additional $8, and they had it stamped everywhere
on the table.
on the table. I didn't even bother asking. I think I had one, And then I think maybe somebody gave me one of their beers. But I mean, at that point, it was definitely a little kick in the stomach because I was looking forward, honestly. I heard it was 45 minutes to an hour of crab
Hmm.
and unlimited beer. And I figured I could do a lot of damage.
Hey, we're on vacation. We're going
Right.
to start drinking, I mean, we paid for
So,
it. We would like to get what they offered in the
right,
excursion, and we were
right,
pretty disappointed.
right. So, yeah, and that's the whole thing. So, it is what it is. It was a great lake tour, a
I
lot of
loved it.
information, just a little low, on the crab and in the beer there. I thought I could regain some of that 195 there, but that's fine. It was an experience.
There was only like maybe two servers going around putting crabs in everybody's
Right.
plates. So
Yeah, at one point I almost had to wait.
there was not like they didn't give us like they gave us a couple bowls, and after that we finished it. Then they just stopped coming around. Then there was one person just going doing all the tables, and it just took so long to get back to us.
So these are the highlights we want you to know. So if you feel that would be a problem for you and to justify you spending $195 to do this
Person.
excursion,
Mhm.
if that was your main reason, the two main reasons for me were to get out on the lake, to catch the crabs, learn how they catch them, the traps, and then eat as much crab and drink as much beer as I can. That fell a little low.
It did.
So I'm not gonna, say it was a bad experience, but it
No.
just fell a little low.
I actually loved the excursion.
Right.
In my eyes,
Absolutely.
it was worth
Yeah.
the money. Even though they didn't give us the beer, I wish they would have, and the wine. I mean, that would have topped it.
Right.
But I mean, everything else was just wonderful.
Except the bus ride.
Yeah, except the bus ride. Now, if you're going to rate this excursion 1 to 5 stars, Paul, what would you recommend this?
Well, being that the main reason I booked, 50% of the reason why I booked was for the crab and the beer. So that fell heavily short. I probably would have gave it a 4.5 or 4.75, but I'm going to have to give it a 3.75. I'm going to have to knock it off of probably a full point there because I was pretty disappointed
He
with
was.
all that. So, and they didn't give you a lot of time to shop or look around the
No.
lodge either, which was a bit of a
Because they had
disappointment.
this beautiful gift shop you could go in
Yeah.
there, but we were rushed again. So, I mean, to me, I would give it a 3.5. I mean, I felt bad because we brought our group here and we, thought this was going to be a great excursion
Right.
for all of us to enjoy. And then when this happened,
Right.
it was kind of like,
Right.
let's
Yeah.
kill there.
Yeah. So you're leading people on with what you're reading. So, that's a bit of a disappointment. And that's why we're here to do the final review and to give you the hot topics there. So if that would be a concern to you, that, you might think about doing another tour or maybe just going to a local place and eating all the crab and seafood you want for $200. I'm pretty sure you could buy a good amount of beer and
Yeah.
crab for
$200.
$200 and maybe do some little information lake tour or something like that. But so if that's not going to bother you, then I would give it a high recommendation. Cindy's a little lower than me, but I would have given it top notch if it would have just been what it was advertised, and it just fell short because it wasn't what it was advertised.
And I just felt
unfortunately.
really rushed at the end. So
Right.
I didn't feel like that we were able to just enjoy the last part of the excursion. So I
Right.
just felt rushed.
Right. So would you recommend it?
Yes.
Okay, you still would recommend it?
Oh, yeah. I
Okay.
would recommend it.
I would recommend it, but I just want to get that main point out there. If you're booking it, a good buddy of mine, Richard, that was with me, me and him were really looking forward to doing a lot of damage there with the crab and the beer. So that was a bit of a disappointment. But if you're okay with not eating a lot of crab and not drinking quite a few beers to wash it down, then I still think it's a really good excursion.
Yeah, I really
Right.
enjoyed it.
There's so much there to see, in
Mhm.
that port. It's a shame that you have such little time. There's a great Carnival cruise that's a 14-day that spends a full from morning till night at each port. If you guys want the information on that, reach out at us
Mhm.
here at Facebook on High Seas Friends Travel, and we'll give you the info on that one, and maybe we could help you book the ultimate Alaska cruise. So any final thoughts here, Cindy?
Nope. Again, we had cheesecake at the end. The cheesecake was so wasn't the best, but I mean, a lot of the people
Right.
enjoyed it. So you do get a slice of cheesecake.
That
too.
was the cheesecake. I thought was pretty
Yeah, it
good.
was pretty good.
Yeah. So hope everybody's having a great summer out there. So we're here about mid-August. What's on tap next, Cindy? What's going on here with High Seas Friends Travel? What's our next adventure?
Well, we're going to be going to New York, on the
Manhattan,
Carnival.
yeah.
Yep, on the Carnival Venecia.
So we're going to do some more videos on that. There's a lot of stuff going on with that, if it's a good cruise or not. We're going to be out there with some other vloggers. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. And you guys know we'll always make the best of it, even if it is a bad experience. And one thing that we always do, we always try to book Havana areas, and we got the Trezia area booked for a private area in the back. So I don't think we're going to have those same problems that other people were having. And we know how to navigate around things, but stay tuned. If you guys haven't, subscribed, because we got that coming. We've got quite a few other cruises coming up, and we got a lot of cruise information coming up. We've been enjoying our summer the last month or so.
Yeah.
So we're going to get back into it, guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe, bell notification. And, you know, any of our Alaska vlogs, make sure you check them out. We did Royal Caribbean last year. We were on Carnival this year. Royal last year, sorry.
Yeah, Royal last year and Carnival Luminosa this year. So,
so
lots of good things out there on our channel.
So, yeah, if you can like and share, that helps the channel out. And if you want to give us a thanks on there, there's a thank you button for any information we've provided along the way during this season, guys. And it's been a pleasure, and we want to thank you all for watching. Anything else you want to throw out there, Cindy?
No, we're going to just do a cheers.
All right, here's to y'all. Cheers. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you guys on the high seas.
Awesome. You know it.